Hey, hey, hey! What's going on? I've got to go moisten my beauty blender. This is Tara. I'm going to show you a full routine anti-aging from skincare all the way to the finished makeup look. Don't go away. I'll be right back. I don't want to do it the wrong way again. Okay, I'm back. Hello, who's that? Hello, Lisa Ward. What's going on? Thank you for hanging out with me today. I wanted to do a full routine from skincare to all the way to the end of my makeup routine to show you how to shave a couple years off your life without Botox or without even knowing how to do it in the first place. First thing I'm going to do is start with my skincare, and now this is something that I find near and dear to me. If you're somebody that's kind of tired of the stuff that you've been using, it's not really doing the job, and you're spending money over at the Walgreens or at the department store or whatever you're doing, it's time for you to take a look at this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with that, okay? I have taken a shower. I've managed to, I was smart and cleaned my face last night. Sometimes I just go to bed with my makeup on. But I'm going to start here with a milk cleanser, and it's a spray-on. Okay, and it's not $1 million. It's not $120 a bottle. But I'm telling you something that's really blowing my mind is whether you're young or aging or not, whether you've got combination skin rosacea or pimples or acne or dry skin, this stuff works for everybody, and you don't have to spend $1 million. So I am rubbing it into my face. Even though I took care of my face last night, you always have something from when you were sleeping, and this is just loaded with amazing enzymes, and I'm really excited. And by the way, before we keep going, if you are really open to finding out what it is I'm using during this video, feel free to message me. I also, in the description, I have linked Simple Easy Beauty, which is my beauty group with a bunch of awesome ladies in there. And so, if you don't want to message me because you're weird about that, or you can just come in the group. It's not all sales. It's not all crazy. It's a really nice place to be. So, with that being said, I have a microfiber cloth that I have pre-moistened, and I'm just going to rub the milk cleanser off my face. Oh, I still have some conditioner in my ear. Okay, so there we go. The next step. Now, whether you're open to learning about my stuff or not, or maybe you already have your favorite stuff, make sure that you're washing and toning and moisturizing your face before you apply makeup. That's a big deal. So here we go. I'm going to use a toner. This thing, I love this toner. I love rose water. There's rose water in here along with other things, and it gives a nice refreshing feeling, and that's going to help me prepare my skin for the moisturizer. It's also going to help close up some pores a little bit so that, I'm not all open pory. I don't know if that's a problem for you, but occasionally that's a problem for me, and I know other people, that's a major concern for them, and this really helps them out with that. So I've got that on. I'm kind of just letting it dry. Look a little wet right now. What are these little marks? Well, that's probably mascara, because I take that off in the shower because I use a tubular mascara that you get it wet and you pull it off. It's fabulous. So I just want to dry that a little bit. And if you have a specialty item that you like, and I do have one, I am going to do this with makeup. I'm going to disguise the bags. You see the bags? However, I'm also going to give it a little boost with this CeraVe Eye Repair Cream. And I just use a very tiny bit. And I don't use it all the time, but I want to give you the full routine. Often I miss it. And what I do is you can get this anywhere. It's cheap. It's got ceramides and all sorts of wonderful stuff in there. And it's it's not a completely all-natural product, especially after I think Revlon bought it. However, it's really gentle, so I like that. And I do this, like little vampire bites right there. And I just tap it into where my bag is. on both sides. So one little drop. Maybe I didn't get all my mascara on. And I'm just going to put that there, and that's going to help relieve my face as the day goes on. And then my next step is a moisturizer. Now, if you have very overly oil productive skin, you might want to skip this and only use it at night. Okay? I'm 47. I'm going to put all the moisture on my face doing this. So I don't have very oily skin, and I don't have very dry skin. I'm pretty combination normal. So everything is subjective. If you have a lot of oil producing in your skin, you're going to want to stop with the toner and maybe a little bit for your eyes, and that's that. And then do this at night. I do it in the morning and night. So I just pump. Can you see it? Yeah, you can. Just that. That's all I need. Now, if you're very dry, you might want to do 2 pumps. And this here keeps me from breaking out, because I'll do that. Don't forget your temples, guys. Your temples are drier than you think. I learned that when I started shaving my face with twinkles, that I was really surprised with how dry my temples were. I was like, I guess I'm ignoring them. Now, when you're moisturizing, you don't need a separate product for your neck or your décolleté, but you don't want to forget it. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and rub in here, and you could use some additional wonderful things are some face massages. That'll help reduce the signs of wrinkles tremendously. I'm not going to get into that right now because I don't want this video to be an hour long. You do that for like 10 minutes, but I'm going to do some circling in. And I'm going to just rub it into my skin. And I'm going to go down my neck. And I'm going to rub what's left onto my chest area here, because that does get wrinkly. I don't know if you can't really see it, but that's a dead giveaway. If you're taking care of your face and you're using products that work, like the milk products, you don't want to forget your neck and your chest, because you got a younger looking face and then your neck looks 90 and your chest looks 82. Like, no, use it on everything, and that's going to be all right. So I'm just going to sit here for a second and let that kind of soak into my skin. I could stop here if I wanted to, but that's not the purpose of this video. No, 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 no. So, yeah, those products, they're not $150 a piece or $120 a piece. As a matter of fact, you can get the whole skincare, the whole line with the microfiber cloths for, I think, like $140, all of it. And it lasts forever because it's controlled doses. You saw how that pumped once? That's all I use. If you have drier skin, you might use a little bit more, so you might go through it a little faster. These are all sprays, so you spray as much as you think you need, and it keeps going and going and going. I think the thing that I have the least amount of is my toner, because I really like it, and I like to make my face all wet with it, but whatevs. So I'm going to, I think I'm good now. It's a little bit tacky from it, but for the purpose of this, I think we're in good shape. The next thing I want to show you guys is how to highlight your face to help you disguise your age a little bit, give you a more youthful appearance. Now, makeup, just so you know, makeup does not make you look younger in the way that some people want it to. It doesn't disguise your wrinkles. But if you get yourself a little bit of skill with highlighting and contouring, you can definitely reduce the look of your age. And you're still going to accentuate with the coverage your wrinkles, okay? I'm using a giant palette. It's, a quarter of the way full. You can use, my favorite way is this way. You can put your whole face and your eyes and some illuminators and stuff in there. Love that. So, I'm going to do my makeup a little bit differently for the purpose of this video. I normally do, I want to find a kind of stiff brush. I normally do my contour first, but I want to really point out this highlighting for anti-aging. So I'm going to remove my glasses, and I'm going to go into a color that's a little bit lighter than what I use for my normal highlight. And I'm going to brush it in with a little brush. This is just a cheap brush I've got. I do have really nice brushes, but I'm not going to use them right now for this because I want to draw on my face instead of just pat in. So the first place that you want to bring focus to is right here And even though you may have a deep wrinkle there like I do, what you want to do is you go right here and you go like that. Can you see it? Yes, you can see it. And I've got to turn my oven off. I'm roasting garlic. Now I do this just by putting it on, but I really want to show you where that highlight's going to go. And I can even fill it in a bit so you can see it a little better. And I won't need to add any more as I'm going, because this is going to be perfect. Okay? The next thing that you want to be really aware of, and I do a lot of contouring here. However, if you take this and you just put a little bit right here, it's going to start to round out your face just a little bit, ever so lightly. I like to make my face look longer, so I'm not going to go as deep as you could. If your face is hollowing out, you're going to want to go back further, okay? I'm going to do it the way it's going to look best on me. So I'm going to go like that. And that's all I'm going to do. Like I said, if your face is hollowing out, you're going to want to go further back, maybe like this, like a moon, like I made a moon here. The next step is right here. This part right here, that shadow from your eyelids getting heavier and heavier is prominent. And you might not even know it, but you might be like, why can't I get that on right? You're going to want to highlight that shadow, because what highlighting does is brings it forward, and this way it doesn't have that deep shadow. And you can see when you just relax your face, oh, what's going on? Okay, I'm highlighting, 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 and it's connecting to that. And now another thing that's a really good, this is as far as your eyeshadows are going to go, and you're highlighting right under it. This is as far as your eyeshadows are going to go, and you're highlighting right under it. If you get too far with your eyeshadows, guess what you can do? You can come back with a highlighter and go ahead and, fix that up. Let me go turn the timer on the oven off. I'm roasting garlic. That's right. I don't know about you guys, but I've been seeing angel numbers all day. And right now, just when I did that, my stove said 1212. That's pretty cool. So just in case you're hopping on right now, I'm doing a anti-aging makeup technique. I think that's in the description. And if you're curious or open to learning about the products that I'm using, don't feel shy. Go ahead and send me a direct message. And if you're not into that and you don't want to actually talk to me right away, that's fine. I have a little beauty group. It's not all sales. It's not all crazy. It's fun. It's beautiful. You'll learn a bunch of stuff even if you're not open to changing anything. I like getting simple, and this stuff makes life so simple. So, okay, so recap. I've put a moon here. I've highlighted right here. And I'm going a little lighter than I normally would with highlight. And I'm going to dip myself back in. If you have any folds in your face, some people, like this, I want to bring that a little forward. You might have the whole thing. Now, another thing I'm going to do, I'm going to reduce that a little bit by drawing into it. So you take a look at your face, and where you feel you have your deepest folds, you're going to want to get in there and draw a little bit. You don't have to do a lot, see? I'm not doing a whole bunch. I'm going to put a little right here, because I like to bring my chin forward. This also helps some people, their chin gets really soft as they're aging. What I'm going to do down here is going to really help you pull that out. Also, I'm going to put a little highlight on my bottom lip because it's so small. And I'm going to go underneath right there. Okay? My dog is starting to talk about it. All right, the next place, and this is probably everybody's concern, and you could be 20 years old and have this concern. the bags of your eyes. Now, I will be putting highlight on the bags of my eyes, but I'm not going to be using the extra light stuff. What I'm going to do, where you want to hide the bags, is you want to reduce that shadow, okay? So I'm going to dip back into the color that's a little lighter than what I normally use. I'm going to do a semi-smirk so I can really see the shadow because that peptide stuff's already working. And I'm going to tap that on the part that's producing a shadow. Okay. Semi-smirk. I'm not putting it into the crease. I'm putting it on top of the part that looks a little bit darker. That's accentuating how much my bag is showing. You could already see, just with these steps, that I'm really reducing the visualization of the bags that are under my eyes. And I sleep in an inclined bed, which is probably the best beauty tip you could ever have. Do it. It's a little getting used to, but it's worth it. And I still get bags under my eyes. My bed is not inclined enough. I need to build a frame that can hold my bed and hold me at a 9-inch at least angle. I'm currently at 6. I don't know if you can see it. Let's see if you can see it. I'm afraid of taking it down. I want to show you. Anyway. And if you notice, my frame goes up like that. And there's 2 bricks underneath that end. And I have to have some sort of furniture to keep the bed falling off. So I want to create a frame that holds the bed on. Then yes, I need to make my bed. I do indeed. But Incline Bed Therapy, there's a Facebook page and a group on Facebook if you want to learn about it. Andrew Fletcher is the guy that introduced it to me, and I was looking into it because I developed edema about 5 years ago, I'm thinking. Maybe longer. And I was doing everything I could to kind of diminish that, and the only thing that worked was that. And now it's maybe once a year, in the summertime, if I'm drinking too much beer, I'll get a little bit of swelling in my right foot. That has saved a whole bunch of stuff, including the beauty routine. So now I've got the highlight on the spaces that I want to draw back, that I want to bring forward, and now I'm going to go in with my contour. And I'm going to use my normal contour brush for this, because I always do my contour first, but I wanted to point out these particular highlighting techniques. Now, they're going to be in addition to regular highlighting with a different tone. So I'm using one a little lighter than I do. If you go too light on areas of wrinkles, like if I were to use this color on all of my highlighting, it would get cakey looking, and it wouldn't look right, and it wouldn't stay on my face right. So I'm going to use this brush. I love this brush for my contouring. And I'm going to dip it into a really dark contour. I like my contour dark. You might not. You don't have to use a dark contour like me. It's totally up to you. So I'm going to go ahead here. Now, if you're younger, no, I'm not even going to say that. You should be doing from the top of your ear, right underneath that cheekbone. You might say, I don't even have a cheekbone. You got cheekbones. You've got one in there. If you press your brush on it, you can feel it. You're going to go right there. Right under it. Not where you would put your blush. Okay, but right there, and you're going to develop that more dramatic high cheekbone. And you've already got it. You just got to bring it out. Now, I always say this, but this could be the first time that you've ever watched my videos. Depending on your face shape and what you're looking to achieve, maybe you have a big round face like me and you would prefer to have a thinner looking face. You're going to do it like me. You're going to do a straight line, and you're going to bring it to about here, which is just almost the inner part of your eyeball socket. If you have a long, thin face and you would like to round it out, which is a very youthful look, you're going to continue. I don't want to touch it because I don't want to do it. You're going to continue, and you're going to kind of cup the apple. Even if you feel like you don't have an apple, it's there. I already have prominent apples. I don't need to bring them out anymore. So, depending on what you're looking to achieve and what your face is like, if I wanted to really make a big round face, I would go ahead and do that, and that would be good for really glamorous looks. Okay, if you ever notice models, if you're thinking of glamour, models have big faces. So then you might want to big in your face. But if you're being you and you just want to kind of correct a little stuff and draw better attention to different things, that's the way to go. That's the way to go. Big round face, you want to do straight. Thin face that you want to round, you're going to come in here a little bit more. Okay? I'm going to flip this over and I'm going to contour my nose. My nose is a pretty nice shape. I don't have to do a lot of correcting on my nose, but you might feel like it. So if you have a broader nose and you want to make it look smaller, my friend Michelle, she's like had her nose broken and she fixes it. Oh my gosh, it's amazing what she does with it. She goes in really tight, and you see how the sun is hitting right on here? That's the only part. You know, she gets in there really, really tight. She uses a different brush even. She gets really specific with it. I just want to contour pretty regular. And I'm going to do that. And I'm going to do it on this side. Now what contouring does is sends back. The highlighting sends forward. The contouring sends back. Okay? I'm going to... Yesterday I made my nose much thinner, and I really liked the way it looked. I brought these two lines way closer. It was pretty nice, I have to say. Also, if you're aging, I really suggest, because I am battling hooded eyes and age. So gravity's like pushing me down. But if you look carefully, you can see a shadow that naturally occurs here. I'm going to go with that shadow, and it helps me apply eye makeup better because it actually gives the illusion that my eye is almond shaped instead of this little tiny beady eye thing I got going on. So I'm going to connect this just like that. And that is going to give me a whole new crease that I can apply stuff to my crease. Notice I'm not going further than that. It's pretty awesome. And I'm going to do it again over here. And luckily I have a shadow there. You might not. You might have to draw it. You might have to just create that shadow, and that's okay. But you can't go wrong. You can, and what you don't like, you just wipe off. Especially with it's like crazy. Next part, I like to accentuate. You know how I highlighted right here? I'm going to add dimension to my chin, so it's even more of a ching ching chin. My lips are small. I'm going to line them a bit with contour. I also have a very large area here. To me, I feel that's a lot between my nose and my upper lip because my lip is so tiny. And I've never done injectables. I don't know if I would because a lot of people don't do them right. I guess I'd have to go to Jeffree Star's person because he seems to know what he's doing because Jeffree's lips are always perfect. I'm going to create some shadow under my nose. Boy, I'm hungry. You guys hungry? And that's going to give the illusion that it's a little bit less distance, okay? And I don't go too heavy there. It's pretty simple. Next step, I'm going back to this. I'm going to go to my forehead. Now, the rule on forehead contouring is 3 fingers. Everything above your 3 finger, you want to contour. If you don't have much or any, you maybe dust your hairline. It's not necessary. So I'm going to do that. And you remember I was talking about whether or not you have a round face or a really thin hollowed out face. If your face is hollowing out with your age, you're not going to want to contour here. You're going to put more highlight there. I have a very round face, luckily for my extra poundages. And so I go in there. I go ahead and do that. Another place that I contour, a lot of people don't, and this is for you women that have a rounder face. I contour right here in front of my ear, straight down, as to, I'm like, what's that? It's a mole I've had my whole life. To start thinning out my face here, okay? If you are hollowing out, you don't contour there. Don't do it. And so there we go. Next spot is the chin. What do we do with the chin? Now, I've noticed yesterday I had a shirt that was a bit wider. I'm noticing in pictures that I've got some shadowing here that it's like, you know, I don't know quite what to do with that yet. But I'm going to focus on the chin and not the neck right now. And I'm going to go back in there. And you see my jowl? I want to create a strong line the 20-year-old something line I have. Now, it's not going to actually erase the jowl, but what it will do is pull it back so it's not as obvious. You're still going to have it, guys. All the problems you try to disguise, you still got. But if you do it right, all the things that you want to bring forward are going to be amazing, and people are going to be like, whoa. And I am going to carve, I need more contour than that, right here, okay? I'm trying to make a nice straight line. I dab, because pulling doesn't work for older folks. And I think the sooner that you start practicing the dabbing technique, the better. So right from under here, again, connecting and doing my best to make a straighter jawline. You can't stop there though, guys. If you have what I have, you need to focus on the jowl getting much more shady as it goes down. And then you want to, if you leave this part alone, it's going to pop out and you're going to look like you have more of a double chin than you do. So basically my rule is from jowl to jowl in a upside down triangle. And then another thing I do is where I've gone like that, I follow that down here to thin out my neck. Okay? I don't add any highlight on my neck. I blend the contour there. That's it. I'm trying to think what I would do though about this stuff where my neck is starting to become like a mind of its own. I'm not going to play with it today. I'm going to practice with that, see if I can develop something, or maybe even looked up some older YouTubers. What on earth? They might be highlighting right here where that shadow was. You know what? Let's just try it. Let's see if there's a difference. I never take before pictures. I should always do that. So I want to bring that back, because I don't like how it looks like my neck is part of a costume. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that, and we'll see if that helps us. Like I just said, I never highlight my neck. Well, apparently, I'm about to start. I'm going to put that away. My contouring's done. I'm going to grab my regular brush that I normally put highlight on for my, my 5-minute face. I'm going to use this end, and I'm going to go into my regular highlight, which is a shade darker than the one I used to paint all this on. And I'm going to go ahead and start dabbing. And I'm going to brush it down just a little. And I'm going to dab very lightly under my eyes and into the diamond of light or triangle of light. Now right now, I don't know if you can see it, but I'm really accentuating my wrinkles. But that's why you blend, guys. That's why you blend. And triangle of light. And the goal here is to kind of connect just surfacely to your contour. Okay? And I did my eyes with contour. I'm going to do my lids with that as well, so that my lid is much more forward and my my simulated crease is much more back. Whatever, I mean. Now, often when I do these get readies with me, and I'm noticing I'm using a lot of product in these so that you can see them. You don't need to use this much. Just saying, for the everyday lady. And I'm going to come here. I'm not going to go over that contour that I did. And I'm going to cover what I just did the super light contouring with. Oops, I almost put it in the wrong one. And I'm connecting all the places. And it's pretty obvious that I'm connecting them. See, my war makeup. Now, the next step is I blend twice. Some people blend once. I always put my glasses back on and take another look. I always find more blending. So, I blend first with a beauty blender, and I'm just going to basically go along the lines of where the highlight was and connecting it to the contour. And when I go back in with the brush, I use this brush, and this is, I'm not selling that brush. That brush is, I got at Sally Beauty Supply. They were going out of business, and in my area, and they had a bunch of stuff on sale, and I just took one look at that brush and said, that's my brush. That's my brush. And I'll probably use it until it's dead. I love it. And I use it for blending at the end. Now I'll go on top. Of the contour. Down here, and I'm definitely going to blend in that light stuff I just put in. My nose is runny. I think I'm going to need some sinus meds. Today it's warm enough in Vermont that I could probably go to the swim hole. I might. I don't know. Day is getting away from me pretty fast, so. Be careful. I used to do this in the beginning. If you need to contour around your lips because they're smaller, or because you want even more of a pout, don't forget to blend it. It's kind of funny when you forget to blend. Good thing, and if you're doing a double blend process, you'll catch it. If you're not, you might not. So I could stop here if I want to just, you know, and do a little blending, but I'm going to keep going. Because I like putting on makeup, and I like seeing all the stuff. So, the next step, let me open up this. I'm going to use some, actually I'm not going to open up yet. I'm going to use some bronzer, and this is a cream bronzer. Hey, Ginger. And I'm going to get in there with a fluffy end, but I'm going to squeeze it and stick it in the cream bronzer. Where are you? Let me make sure. Okay, I almost put it in something completely wrong. And it's on there, and I'm going to loosen it up, and I'm going to tap it. Bronzer, you're doing like a 3. And because this is cream, I'm tapping. Okay? And I will keep blending, because I'm going to add some more stuff to my face. What's nice about this is, because you're kind of weaving the things together, you never feel like you have a lot of makeup on. It's a really nice feeling. I love it. I like to wear makeup, and I used to use Physicians Formula primarily, and I love the way it looks. It's beautiful makeup. It's good. It doesn't have a lot of nasty stuff in it. That's always important to me. But I always couldn't wait to get home to get it off. This, I go to bed in this. I forget. So I'm just going to do that a little bit there. And now I'm going to do some blush, and I'm going to use a color called Nude, and it's a cream blush. I'm going to dab it in that end, which is a little bit tighter, and I'm going to make a smirk. Remember the smirk I made before? I'm going to do it again. Now, for my round face that I'm trying to elongate, I'm going to apply it this way. If you have a thin face that's thinning out because of age, you're going to want to go on your apple with your blush. Just saying. I don't want to go on my apple. I got a lot of apple. So I'm just going to go like that. And I'm going to do like in a C, a backward C. From just about the middle of my pupil, like that line there. So a little bit further than my contour, and on the cheekbone. And if you have to find your cheekbone, do that again, okay? And you will create it. Hello, Carrie Lynn Hauser. How are you doing? Hope you guys are still warm. Are you still swimming? I would be if I was there. I might even go swimming here, and I'm like 10 miles from the border of Canada right now. But it's nice out. It's almost 80 degrees, maybe warmer. So now I got those two guys on, and I like to do illuminator. So I'm going to do some illuminator. And this you want to be careful with, depending on how in touch with your wrinkles that you are. I'm pretty in touch with them. They are what they are. I'm having a sip of coffee. I like a really luminous face, so I'm going to illuminate my face. If you don't, you can skip this step. But I'm going to do it. And I'm going to use... I used a brush yesterday for it, and I really like how it came out. So these are just cheap brushes I got with my makeup mirror. And until I expand my fancy brush collection, I'm going to use them. Because you use what you got, right? Until you get what you want, right? So I'm going in with a Pearl Cream Illuminator. Now, I just have two in this, but I use others. This one is a powder. It's called Photoshop. I do that, and it's a powder, and I can get crazy with it, and I'll have to really blend out. This one's a cream, and it's a very light one, and even though, you know, whatever, I'm going to go in with a brush, because I did this yesterday, and I'm like, whoa, I don't like having a lot of powder on the inside of my eyes, so I'm going to use that there, which is a cream. It's going to stay put all day long, and I'm going to put that in there. I'm also going to go right down my nose, and then powder it right there, or powder it. Push it in there. And I'm going to go here in that moon that we made before. And I'm going to start using the light that I'm seeing from the window to help guide that so that I have this kind of thing going on all day, even when the light changes. Yes, I will, Mom. If you're watching, yes, I will. And so the next thing you want to notice is how the light hits your face. That's where you're going to put your illuminator. Okay? Regardless of wrinkles. Okay? You probably just saw a bunch of mine. Regardless. I've seen women in their early 70s wear illuminator like nobody's business. So it's about getting over whether or not people are going to notice your wrinkles. The glow on their face, people know. Okay? And it's okay. Kind of embrace it. We can do what anybody can do. We just got to do it a little different. I'm going to do my Cupid. And, of course, the chin. All right? Now, here's the big brush. I'm bringing it in. I'm going to put my glasses on so I can see how much blending I need to do. And I need to do quite a bit here. My smoker's lines are really prominent right now, and I want to smooth that out. That's where I don't necessarily want to see a bunch of that. My eye lines, it is what it is, and once I blend, I'm going to be finished, dude. It looks like I put on a filter. If you saw my before and afters yesterday when I did a soft glam, I was like, get out! And I still look like me. It's not like I'm using so much that I change what I look like altogether. It's just, a mini facelift that lasts me all day. Crazy. So now I'm going to go in with this guy, and this is the Sally Beauty Supply thingy. Hello, Sarah Latardo. And I'm going to go in, and I'm going to blend pretty furiously. I'm sticking this in and blending. It's going to catch everything that I did not see, even with my glasses on, and blend it. It's going to help with any over-application of anything. And I do it over my eye, and down my neck. Especially since I used some highlight there. I wonder if that helped. Maybe a little. Maybe a little. All right. We're going to keep going, guys. If you want to hang out with me, keep on hanging out with me. If you don't, if you've got someplace to go, timestamp where you're at in the comments. You'll be able to find where you left off so that you can continue on. I'm going to do eyes. I'm going to do my eyes. I would probably normally stop and continue and stop and make a new video. I'm just going to do it all. Maybe I'll edit later. I don't know. I have an editor, but I'm not good at it. We're just going to keep on going. And maybe I'll be able to timestamp and show where the eyes are, like skincare, anti-aging highlight, contour, highlight, illumination. I'll do that. This way people can see where to go. Okay. Next step, I'm not going to put anything else on my face for now. I probably will add some Photoshop illuminator. And if your skin is oil producing, you're going to want a powder setting. I have a beautiful vanilla powder setting that I like a lot. Some people like need to go as far as getting Jeffree Star's powder setting. If you've got a favorite, you can keep it. But you can also take it to a whole nother level of easiness. It's crazy. So, next step is eyes. And I want to do something a little bit on the glamorous side. So I'm going to do a couple of things a little differently than yesterday. And where is that brush? There it is. So I want to do the eyeliner part of it for people that are aging and people that have a hooded eye. You might not have ever had a hooded eye, and now that you're aging, you do. Okay? And there is a way to eyeline, and we're going to do that right now, where you're accentuating a wider, more youthful eye. Okay? I'm going to use black. I rarely use it, but I got this beautiful color, Salem. It's a matte, and I'm going to stick that in there. I think what's left of my setting powder, setting spray, I'm going to spray it on there. This is just one of those cheap brushes. We do have a double-ended brush with a end like this, which is very important. I just don't have it yet. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to start at the top. Now, where my eye pupil is, that's as far as this is going to go. I'm going to tap it right into my lash line. And I'm going to try, hello Sue Kelly, not to get too far. Because you remember I did a highlight to hide that? Remember? That's something you need to remember. And then I'm going to come down here. Can you see me? Yeah. And I'm not going on the tear line. I'm just coming in to about that same spot. Okay? What's happening? You in Connecticut today? I love that ferry ride. I'm going to do it again over here. And this, for some reason, I always put my eye makeup on better on my left. And when I had full use of my left hand put makeup on way better than my right. So that is the basis of the eyeliner. Okay? Hey, Derek. I'm going to stop there with that. I'm not going to go back with black. I'm just going to use it. And see, I've already started creating some problems. But that's easy to take care of. We'll put that down. Put it down now. Put it down. Now, some of my favorite colors for eyes are, I still like a lot of glitter. I'm just stuck on it. But I love browns and pinks, especially if you're trying to reduce the look of your age. Okay? So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with one of my fancy eyeshadow brushes. This one right here. And I'm going to go into a cream brown called Arabian Nights. And it's beautiful. And I'm going to push my brush into it. Okay? And I'm going to go where I contoured. Remember, guys? With it. And I'm going to stop right there where I highlighted. And I'm going to connect it to that black. Okay? I still got the black doing its thing. And it's okay. I got it under control. So I'm using this Arabian Nights where I put my contour. And it's going to lift my eye up. And I'm not going all the way in because I have the contour there. I don't need to get cray-cray, you know. We don't need cray-cray you or cray-cray me or cray-cray anybody. We just want to give it a nice look. And I'm connecting it right here because I know that I can't go further than that. I don't care who you are. Don't go further than that. Now, my daughter, she's 27. She can get out there a little bit more. And her eyes are almond. But I could still make my makeup look as nice as hers by pretending I have an almond eye and doing all that contouring and using that awesome brown. So I'm still working. Still working. Next thing I want to do is I'm going to go pink today because I love pink. And I'm going to push it into this pink. See here? And I'm going to get all the way in there. And it's going to help me get rid of some of that black, or blend it in a little better. And I'm going to go to there with it. And again on this side. Kids might be home soon. We have the Harvest Fest today in Enosburg. I'm not going. I'm not going. Now I want to go in with a fluffy. Where is my fluffy? You know, I'm so good at putting stuff away, and then I'm not. I need my fluffy eye brush. Aha! Just gotta look a little harder. I'm going to take my fluffy end, make sure I don't have anything on it, and I'm going to blend that Arabian Nights in. I'm going to fluff out that black. Okay? Fluff out the black. And then what I'm going to do, oh, you see my skin started getting all creepy and crappy? Don't worry. Just keep blending. And I still feel good about where my eye makeup is going. I might need to do one of those and just straighten it out just a little bit. Because you want to be lifted. You don't want to not be lifted, okay? I'm going to go in with this end. Let me make sure I don't got anything crazy. I'm going to put some pink under here. Then I'm going to bring that all the way. It's going to soften that black out a little bit. Hello, Cheryl. What's going on? Because I want to soften that black. I don't usually use black. But I want to soften it. Alright. Now I'm going to use a color called Unicorn. And I'm going to very lightly highlight just here. Very lightly. Just a little bit. If you have hooded eyes and you go too far with that, it's going to ruin all the stuff you did to bring it away. And I'm just going to where my arch would be. Down and down. Something really important I miss a lot. I often do not do this. And it's really important, especially if you're aging. And if you're like me and your eyebrows are thinning because of too much waxing in the 90s, or they're turning gray like mine are. I used to have Brooke Shields eyebrows. I don't know why I ever touched them. Whatevs, right? I'm going to take that nice pointy end of my eyeshadow everything brush, and I'm going to go into my daughter's compact, and I'm going to hit her basic, because this stuff basically needs to be in everyone's makeup collection. And I would show it to you, but, you know, apparently I am a mess. A mess. And I'm going to rub it into this brown. It's a light brown. It's much lighter than my eyebrows. But what I want to do is just kind of go for it. And I'm going to fill them a little bit. This, you can already see, even though it's super light, it's going to frame your face. Don't go further than that. Don't do it. And it's going to, you're just going to look more filled in, okay? You don't have to use some crazy stuff. You don't have to be an expert. You just got to know two things. Don't go past the outside of your eye. And your arch should be right where your pupil is when you're looking straight. Okay? And you don't want to brush it down too much. So, a tip my friend Michelle says, she uses our detail, it's a detail brush for your face. And it has an angle on it, like that eyeliner brush I just used. And she's like, if your hair grows up, then you brush up. If your hair grows down, then you brush down to keep it as natural as possible. My hair grows in all different directions. Like here it goes up. And this goes out like that, because eventually I guess I'll have my dad's eyelashes, eyebrows that'll be like, which is going to be really interesting. I might curl them or put bows in them. But I got a lot of my dad's stuff, like the moles. But I got the mom cheekbones. That's right. So, your eyebrows, you want to finish them up. You don't have to go crazy. You can go further with them. But just having them darkened in a little bit is going to really make your face look more youthful. It doesn't have to be nuts, okay? So, let's get into... I'm going to use a little glitter to youthen it up. I wonder where it is. So let me look. It's in here. Now, I used pink on my lid, right? And I don't know who's been jamming their fingers in this makeup, but I'm going to find out. There's a pink right here. What the heck is happening? I'm going to use my finger. I think Stella is starting to feel confident. You know, I've got, like, kits from Unique. She can use that. She can't be using this. And I'm going to get in here right on my moving part of my lid. I'm not going to go too far into any of my wrinkles or any of that. But it's just going to lighten it up tiny bit. And you just dab your finger in it. You don't need a brush for this because it's like a loose but not loose. On that side I went way more than this side. Okay. And with your eyeshadow you want to twin it. Okay? With your eyebrows you want to sister it. That's right. Alright. I'm feeling pretty sassy. Now I want to go back in and do a little bit more illuminating, blending, and then I'm going to do mascara. And, you know, mascara, if you find a favorite, go with it. Okay? If you don't have a favorite, I got one. And I'm not selling it. It's just one that I started using and I really like. There may be better out there, but the price point is right. And I like the idea of the company and whatnot. And it's called Thrive Cosmetics Liquid Lash Extension. And it's a tubular, so you don't, if you do go swimming or something, it's not going to run down your face. You cry, you're not going to run down your face. What happens, how you take it off is you get it wet, and then you just pull them off. And it just like, you have like little spiders in your hands, and then you have none left. I really like that. So I'm going to go with the fluffy end, where I had the bronzer, and I'm going to tap it into the Photoshop Illuminator. This is a powder illuminator. And I'm just going to kind of give myself a little bit more glow. Okay, that's it. I'm going to go back and blend it because that could get out of hand on an older face. You don't want to be out of hand. So I'm going to use my brush that I got from Sally's. And I'm going to I still feel like that's too illuminated. Here we go. Mascara is the last step. We're talking looking better by the second. I really, really love this makeup. And if I was doing this by myself instead of doing like a tutorial to try to help you find a way to apply the makeup you have, to help you look a little bit younger when you put it on, you could do this so much faster. I can do my full face without the youthful highlighting edition in 5 minutes. With the youthful highlighting edition, maybe another 3, so 8 minutes total, and I'm done. That's pretty amazing. And then I do the mascara, like everything. I can't even handle it. Of course, when I do a live video, it takes hours, or 45 minutes, or whatever. This one's going to be a long one. I really appreciate everybody that came, though. I tell you what, if you love stuff like this, definitely reach out to me. I'll hook you up with the link to go to Simple Easy Beauty, or you can click that little highlighted Simple Easy Beauty and join my beauty group. And if you are open to learning more about the skincare I use and the makeup I use and all that fun stuff, don't be afraid. Go ahead and message me, and I will give you a free color match. That's how it works, and it's lovely. So, I'm going to go ahead in, and I'm going to start at the bottom. And I'm going to just go up. Maybe time for more. I don't know. I feel like this is still doing pretty good. I didn't curl my lashes. If you curl them, it's going to even give you more of a youthful look. It will. I don't always want to curl them. I just feel like it's an extra step for me. I don't feel like making. But if you have really straight eyelashes, you want to. Mine aren't really straight. But the curl definitely. Yesterday when I put the curl on, it was like, what? You go, girl. If you can look at yourself in the mirror and say, my God, you're beautiful. That is the goal. Because if you feel beautiful and you walk out there in the world, everybody's going to see it. Even if they don't know it's the makeup, or even if they don't know what. It's just your attitude. So if you can feel beautiful and look at yourself and say, holy moly, everything falls together. Your interviews will be better. Your experiences at the grocery store will be better. Selling the camper will be better. All of it. You love this mascara? I knew you'd like it. Back in the day when I could give away a product because somebody got themselves their makeup, I was giving these with the makeup because I love it, but I'm not allowed to do that anymore. So Sue was the last lucky one. I could do giveaways, just not like that, not as a required purchase thing. That's not allowed. All right, just finishing up, and now I've got some wicked long eyelashes. Check me out. I'm super happy. Now, guys, I don't use lipstick. All of our lip and cheeks are also lip and cheek. Like, you could do it both ways. I use balm, and we have a beautiful lip conditioner that I can't wait to get my hands on. But in the meantime, I'm just going to throw some balm on, and that's going to be it for the day. And I got stuff to do. I got to go to my mom's house. Look, because of my shirt. I got to blend in there. See? Always keep your eyes on what's going on. All right. Happy blending. Oh, I need to do my roots, something fierce. Before Orlando. I'm going to Orlando soon. So, with that being said, I'm out. I thank you so much for hanging out with me. Some of you actually hung out the whole entire time, and I really appreciate it very much. If you got value from this, share it. Share it around. I really appreciate that. It helps me out so much. And I'm going to put this on YouTube. I'm also going to put timestamps for the different sections, because I know this one's a long one. I'm pretty sure it went on for an hour. And so you don't got time to be scrolling through looking for it. So I will put timestamps in the description as soon as I get a chance to watch it and do so. Thank you so much for coming. I love you all long time, and I'll catch you on the other side. Bye.